Okay, this is the update on the NVIDIA 980 Ti. So what we end up had to do is, well, what I was going to do at first was I was just going to take the cooler off the card itself, since the card originally was malfunctioning. But when I got all the way out there and I got the card out of the little drawer we had it in, I realized on mine, down here along the bottom, was cracked. So we plugged that in and tested, and that card was no longer working. So we spent some time working on a different little machine, and we removed the die itself off of my card. This one here, the die on here was bad. You could see one of the corners of it was broke. So we removed the die off of this board here, and so I set the machine up, heated the board up, because obviously mine's already apart, right? Well, both of them are mine now. The one with the water block on, and took that die off that other card because the board was too bad. Could not repair that board. Same thing with this. I took the heatsink off, everything off of it, put it back up on the table again, heated the board up, removed the die off of this board here. And my friend, I'm terrible at reballing anything, so he reballed the die from the other one that was a working die, and then we put that die from the other card onto this one. So only thing we did there was we put it on a board to make sure it got an image, so we know it's getting an image. So I don't see why it wouldn't work, but I already pulled the video card out of this system here. I'm gonna put this in. I already ran DDU on the system because it had AMD, so when I put this in, there would be no drivers on it. And okay, so I'll be able to see at least it's going to go an image, and then I'm going to cut the video, and then I'll stitch in another part of, I'm going to try Fortnite, because I only tested Fortnite and GTA 5. So I'll restart Fortnite up and see how it plays. I'll record that, and then we'll see how this card actually performs. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Maybe we didn't get the die float on there good enough or whatever, but it should be fine. That's what we're assuming it is, because it has some issues, But I'm going to install this card, and we'll see if we get an image, which should have no problem getting an image. And if I can get the card to go in here. Okay. What the heck? I didn't like how that got. That's a little bit different. This system has a 5600G in it, Ryzen 5 5600G, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig SSD, NVMe SSD, decent board, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, basic stuff on it. Yeah, let's hit the power button, and then just slide this camera over. that loosened up a lot faster than I thought it would. Okay. Probably need to kill some of these lights. So the monitor's on. Okay, powering it on. Ooh, what was that? Yeah, powered on, but okay. As again, even hooking the I'm running display. So just try this again, hitting this. Okay. Okay, there we go. So it's posting an image. Oh, that was kind of odd. It's taking that long to kind of boot in. That's the first for that. System usually boots pretty fast. Okay, so we're getting an image. So now this is where I'm going to stitch in, or well, I'm going to just put in the second part of the gameplay and show you the card is working again. Fingers crossed, because this is actually first time actually doing it, so I have to install the drivers. Oh, excuse me. Install the drivers, and then obviously get in the game and see how it's running. So gameplay, I already have MSI Afterburner on here, so I have the CPU uses, GPU uses, temperature, all that stuff on the screen so you can see it. I'll probably just do like a battle royale and you can see cards working again. So I took two cards that weren't working properly. Well, one card that wasn't working at all, one was working and not working for 3D applications. So any games you play, it wouldn't work. So basically took two malfunctioning cards to make one. Hopefully it works. Otherwise I have to go all the way back out, try to figure out what's wrong with it. At least I have two cards. Mine was, like I said, EVGA, but it looked identical. The board layout was identical. Everything was the same. Even the memory was the same on it. So, yeah. Just give it a try.
steel. Let's keep it cool.
Tell them devils eat a big dick.
Watch out, fool!
What's wrong with you, boy? Waiting on Tanisha when a real woman can...
Ain't that the truth?
Okay, that was GTA 5. After Fortnite, temperature aren't too bad. 71C, fans running at 71%. Seems to be doing okay. They'll probably run more tests on it still. At least run it for longer periods of time. But it's running way longer than what it did before. So there you go. Might have to reapply some better thermal paste on it. Maybe that'd help. But I think that's pretty good temperatures for a blower style card. There you go. It is a little bit on the loud side. but it seems to be fine now. So combining 2 cards to make 1 worked out to be good. The dude did come by and pick the other system up, and I have not got that motherboard working yet. I'm gonna, mention someone else to see if there's someone local that can check it out, because second attempt on it, the board will kind of post. Well, the motherboard will kind of post now, but still not posting. It's turning on and I'm getting a post code 00, and I don't see nothing what that error code means. So the first attempt, we got the board to work and actually was going into Windows, and then it just shut off. Second attempt, all it's doing is giving me a post code 00 as an error. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be fixed unless I find someone locally else, because everything else on the board seems perfectly fine. Just can't figure it out. But I have another build coming. I think most of the parts are coming Saturday. Might come earlier. It's an i3 12100F. I think they ordered 16 gigs of RAM. It's DDR4. I think it's 3600, and it's like CL18, so it's not that good. A 500 gig NVMe, 512 gig NVMe SSD. They got some RGB fans. I don't remember what motherboard. I think they said Azeroth motherboard. So everything is budget related, but it's decently new stuff, and it's all brand new. I'm gonna probably end up putting it in that case I got from that dude. The guy did show up with that power supply. It does work, so I'm gonna use the modular cables from the one that is bad. Before I start the system up, I'm gonna check every cable, make sure it's all actually doing the cables are fine. I'll check that beforehand before I hook it in there, anything. But everything seems fine so far. The cables I did test were fine. I tested the 24 pin, the 24 pin, the 8 pin, both 6+2. It's fine. I think one Molex I tried, and a SATA I tried, and they're both fine. That's the main things I needed on there to work for that system. So I'm going to use the case I got from him, probably this video card, and the other components will be brand new. That's the end of it. That is the update on the NVIDIA 980 Ti. Got it working using 2 cards, combining 2 cards into one. Seems good so far. Temperatures are still at 71°C, and the fans are still running at 71%. Still not seeing 100% uses out of the card. I don't know what's up with that, but it seems like the card is fine now. And yeah, this is a Ryzen 5 5600G, 16 gigs of RAM. Definitely big cooler for that CPU. It has 2 140mm fans in the front and a 120 in the back. This system has a 650 watt EVGA. 650 watt EVGA 80 plus gold rated power supply. I don't know the brand of it's you know, a 500 gig or 512 gig NVMe SSD, and right now has a 12 terabyte hard drive, but I'm gonna probably go with 2 terabyte if I actually sell the system. And this system normally has a 5700 XT in it, so this system probably will be going up for sale. But locally I don't sell off eBay, but I just wanted to show the update of it. So it's going to show me installing the card, and then, you know, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you. This is awesome that this card's working. Hopefully I can get the motherboard to work, because I never got back with the seller off of eBay. Never got back with me. I was expecting him to make me a counter offer, but he never did. I'm getting offers from video cards from motherboards that I looked at, but I wasn't interested in them because of the fact that I'm trying to find something else, at least with 4 DIMM slots, where I can carry over the working RAM that I have. That's 4x4, so it's still 16 gigs, but yeah, none of them were that good of an offer, so I ended up, you know, just having them buy new, because everything else, you know, that I found used, $50 more, I can buy new. So I just, you know, had, you know, with the new route, why go old when you can just pay a little bit more and get the new stuff? Because I don't know why, but eBay, I couldn't find anything on there. And the motherboards for the X99 is just way too high for a good board, and I don't want to chance an AliExpress board. I might later on, just to, you know, to have that system working, but it still needs a video card, you know, just even to test it. But yeah, so I don't think that board's gonna go. I think I'm just gonna put it up for sale, tell them the board doesn't work, and leave it with the RAM that's on the board. You know, what's a RAM worth? Not very much, because they're 4 gigs modules. I don't see too many people, unless a person has like one 4 gig module or maybe one 8 gig. I sell it for cheap enough. They buy the kit because it's a set, so they can get to 16 gigs, and then they just resell their one 8 gig stick. Or like maybe they had 4 gigs for some reason, or maybe they had an 8 gig stick or a 4 gig stick, or they had an 8 and theirs just went out and they just happened to see mine, so they buy it. Otherwise, I don't see it being worth too much. If it was two 8 gig sticks, yeah, I'd say it'd be worth a little bit more, because if someone trying to upgrade, that'd be perfect for an upgrade. But not too many people, I guess, you know, I don't feel like they would need to upgrade to 16 gigs. It's going to take up every slot, unless they already have an X99 board and they have 4 gig sticks in it now, and they're like, oh, that's perfect. Now I can get 32 gigs out of my system. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth that much. Maybe to me, I see them on eBay, they're like $30, but I don't know why you would give $30 for a 4x4, you know, set, and they've been selling, but I say this set's maybe worth $10, $15, $20 max, and that CPU isn't worth, you can buy them for like, before tax, a little bit under 20 or 20. I'd say the average is, because there's like 4 or 5 listings for under 20 and then a whole bunch for over 20. So that CPU is worth about 20. RAM's probably worth 10 to 15 or 20. So in total, you know, if I end up selling it, I'll probably just list it as the motherboard being bad and don't know about the CPU, and that's like the lowest end i7 that you could put on that board. So it's like, that's why it's not worth anything, because that'd be a hard sell too, because if someone already has a X99 motherboard, they probably have a CPU in it, and they would want to do an upgrade, not a downgrade. So I'd have to find a person that had the board already but no CPU that would be willing to buy it. I guess the long story is I don't think the board and CPU and RAM are worth a bunch. Even if it was working, yeah, it'd be worth a little bit more because they're pretty high on eBay. And I did not realize that board did not have a TPN module. You had to have an external TPN, so it has no TPN on 1.1 or 2.0, which kinda like that's why I didn't just try to replace the board, because it seems like every board I checked didn't have it. You had to have a module, and I want to have to have a module too, because the time you buy the motherboard, obviously I have the CPU already and the RAM. If that's all good, then I have to buy the module too. You know, $100, and you get a halfway decent board, or $150 or $200. The i3 with the motherboard, CPU, and RAM, and all that came to like under $125. So it's a motherboard, the i3 12100F, and 16 gigs of RAM is two 8 gig sticks, and it's running at what is it, 3600, and then the 500 gig. Then four things right there were, you know, a little bit more than what I could find a motherboard for that computer, you know. So in turn, it's a little bit more, but it's all new parts. And actually, well, that i3 will actually be faster than that i7 5820K. But I'll probably have that build once it comes. Amazon likes to sometimes deliver stuff earlier than it's supposed to. It says it's coming Saturday. It's Monday now. Usually it says Saturday for some reason. I usually end up getting it by Wednesday anyways. So that would be the update of me putting that system together. And you know, the cheap RGBs were like, I think they're like $15. There's 3 of them, $5 a piece, and they are ARGBs, so it should work. And that's gonna be the end of this video. The car's still running good. It's a little warmer now, 72°C. Car is up and running good. I probably had to add a different thermal paste to it. I don't think the thermal paste we added was that good, but you know, do the normal things you do. You know, at the least leave a comment. Leave a comment. Say what you think this system is worth with the 5700 XT in it. You know, leave the comment on the bottom what you think this system is worth. This is a Fractal design. It's one of their silent ones, so no tempered glass on the side. It just has, you know, metal, and it has the insulation on it to keep it quiet. This is a pretty good system, and normally it is whisper quiet. But thank you for watching. It's the end of the video.